you've talked, the goal would be to maybe get tennis into all 77 counties at some point, which is a big goal, but it's possible. It may take, who knows, 5-10 years to get to all these places, but we need to try to introduce tennis to the small towns because they really do need it, and you don't know where the next Wimbledon champion is going to come from.
It's a sport where players can play for decades, where in a lot of sports you really can't.
Coach Francis Baxter was a big initiating force, and I think he got together and he and some other men really put it together.
It's our job when we go to these small towns, and it happens all the time, is for those kids to ignite and fall in love with the game of tennis. And they go home and they'll tell their mom and dad, I want to be a tennis player when I grow up.
We at Oklahoma Tennis Foundation really believe that we can reach kids all across Oklahoma by winning their hearts through tennis. And part of that is going to all 77 counties and bringing tennis to them. And we're going to do that. And we couldn't do that without our awesome coaches and our board and all of the volunteers that we have helping us. And we really couldn't do it without you. There's a reason that our tagline is "We Start with Love."
Yeah, my name's Mark Johnson, and I coached at the University of Oklahoma for 20 years. I started playing when I was 3 or 4 years old, and it just, from day one, it's just something, I just loved it. And it's just addictive, you know, when you're a little kid and then you're starting to play tournaments and you're traveling and you're meeting friends, and you know, like Paul Lockwood always tells me, it's a sport that everybody plays for life. But overall, it's just getting on the court with the kids. You know, it's just you get out on the court and you toss balls to kids, and many of the balls we toss will be the first ball this kid ever hits. And you see them smile and they're happy and they're enjoying it. And just you do it that day and you leave and we're driving home and you talk about it, and that's what you're thinking about.
The most I love about tennis is my tennis team. I think they're like family to me.
His confidence level has boosted, just his assurance in who he is as a Christian, and being around his friends who also have the same beliefs and they also have the same sport in common. So it's been amazing all the way around.
Small towns need it. They really do. They're looking for something to do. And now with the foundation, I think we've got the opportunity. I know, Carmen, you've talked, the goal would be to maybe get tennis into all 77 counties at some point, which is a big goal, but it's possible. It may take, who knows, 5-10 years to get to all these places, but we need to try to introduce tennis to the small towns because they really do need it. And you don't know where the next Wimbledon champion is going to come from.
It's a sport where players can play for decades, where in a lot of sports you really can't.
Coach Francis Baxter was a big initiating force, and I think he got together and he and some other men really put it together.
It's our job when we go to these small towns, and it happens all the time, is for those kids to ignite and fall in love with the game of tennis. And they go home and they'll tell their mom and dad, I want to be a tennis player when I grow up.
We at Oklahoma Tennis Foundation really believe that we can reach kids all across Oklahoma by winning their hearts through tennis. And part of that is going to all 77 counties and bringing tennis to them. And we're going to do that. And we couldn't do that without our awesome coaches and our board and all of the volunteers that we have helping us. And we really couldn't do it without you. There's a reason that our tagline is "We Start with Love."
Yeah, my name's Mark Johnson, and I coached at the University of Oklahoma for 20 years. I started playing when I was 3 or 4 years old, and it just, from day one, it's just something, I just loved it. And it's
Good afternoon and welcome in, everyone, to Championship Sunday at the 2024 Edmond Open. Alex Gruskin here. We have an All-American battle, 2 players with All-American status. It's going to be a battle as 21-year-old American Mary Stoyanov takes on 24-year-old American Alana Smith. Whomever captures today's singles final going to walk away with their first ever pro circuit title. Of course, significant stakes here at this ITF Pro Circuit 75K event. It's been a fantastic week of tennis thus far. Of course, a shout out and congratulations to our 2024 Edmond Open doubles champions. We saw them yesterday. Of course, it was Jamie Forless, Kayla Day, 7-5, 7-5 victory over Sophie Cheng, Rashida McAdoo. Of course, Day and Forless, it was their first week playing together. They knocked out 3 top 4 seeds, didn't drop a set all week long on their way to the title. How did we get to today's singles final? Well, let's show you that now. You see again Stoyanov versus Smith. Mary Stoyanov, wild card recipient into the main draw of this week's event. She has made the most of that opportunity, and boy, has she been good in her last 2 victories. A couple of wins over a couple of University of Georgia current, SEC foes. She beats college preseason number 2, Dasha Vidmanova, 7-5 in the third. She was down 5-3 in that deciding set. A 3-hour, 18-minute battle, of course, yesterday. Efficient and a really fun 3-5 win over rising junior, last year's NCAA singles finalist Anastasia Lapata. Of course, on the other end, little quicker day at the office for Alana Smith. Was up 4-1 in her first set when 18-year-old Victoria Mboko, unfortunately forced to retire due to injury. Was a spectacular week for Mboko, one that sees her at a new career high inside the top 400, but it is a first career Pro Tour final in singles for Alana Smith. She was joking in her post-match interview yesterday how it was her first singles final in quite some time, 2-3 years maybe, her first since one of those summer events back during her college days at NC State. Alana Smith up to a new career high inside the top 400 already this week as well as a result of her success. Third career pro final for Stoyanov. Again, first for Smith. Whomever wins going to walk away with a first pro circuit title. Friendly reminder, 2 out of 3 set match. No ads, ad scoring the format here on the pro circuit, meaning we do have deuce, add out, add in, etc. Tiebreaker at 6-all. Those breakers first to 7 win by 2. Full third set, of course, should we need it. Big week for both of these players, as again, they're both now inside the top 400. Stoyanna sitting at a new career high, 368 in the live ranking. Smith, 394. Looks like it'll be Alana Smith to serve first. Yep, bouncing the ball on her side, far side of the court. I get to say those 4 magical words, folks. Let's play some tennis. Yeah, a little bit of a different matchup for Stoyanna here today. Past 2 opponents, Vidmanova, Lapata, a little bit more reactive than proactive. That is simply not the case with Alana Smith. She sees a short ball, she's going to take that big cut. Coming out striking. Show you that forehand one more time. Again, it's the balance when she makes contact with the ball. A little bit of a reach there, but how well she disguises which direction that ball's headed. That's what makes her offensive arsenal so effective. And it's an opening hole at love. Alana Smith has moved efficiently through her last few rounds of play. Straight sets in each of her last 2. A qualifier, by the way, into the main draw this week. Started the week off with a 3-set win in qualifying. Showed you those victories for Smith a little earlier. Round 1 for Alana Smith. 3-set victory over 6-seeded Maria Mateas. She hasn't dropped a set since. Of course, the aggression Mary Stoyanna's played with all week long. That ability to move forward when under pressure on the scoreboard, under pressure by her opponent. That's why she finds herself in the final here today. You hear a windy day, our windiest, I would argue, of the week in Edmond. How does that add a wrinkle? We'll find out. Stoyanna to kick off her opening service game. First point on the board for Mary Stoyanna. And a little bit of an exhale. It's more defense than we've seen Stoyanov play the last 2 days. She's got that gear to her. Employs it in her opening service game. She holds for 1-all. All right, now we settle in. Maybe now we shake off the nerves. You see that court position for Alana Smith. Does her best always to try and hold that baseline. That's a swing Stoyanov likes to take. You miss that one to set it up later in the match. She is at her best. We saw that against Lapata. How many times that on the rise forehand return. Ugh, that's ridiculous. Look how low this slice approach stays. Not only does she get the depth she's looking for, but little English on that backhand slice as well. That movement left to right. It's the right spot on the serve for Smith. Didn't quite get low enough for that backhand, but that's the spot. Gets a little loose, so 2 break point chances early for Mary Stoyanov. Such a good front runner. Saw yesterday, too, got off to a quick start. That double break 3-love lead on Lapata. Pulls the backhand wide, so it's a break of serve for Mary Stoyanov. Not doing too much, but it's the depth on the return of serve. Gave nothing away for free in that game. Connected on a couple of deep returns, and now all of a sudden she's got an early lead here in the final. 2-1 for the 21-year-old American. Again, Alex Gruskin here. Appreciate all of you joining us today. Appreciate all of you who have joined us all week long. What a fun way to kick off this inaugural Oklahoma Tennis Foundation Pro Series. Of course, we've got 2 more events on the horizon. One for the men, one for the women, both of them being held in Norman. Looking forward to covering those events here on our Cracked Rackets YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any of our coverage. It's a nice swing for the ITF Pro Circuit here through Oklahoma. Of course, the ITF Pro Circuit, the mechanism every player uses as they try to ascend their way up the pro rankings. Certainly for someone like Mary Stoyanov, who of course reached a 75K final earlier this summer in Evansville, Indiana, to reach another pro final, to crack the top 375 of the live rankings as she has this week. She's still going back, has another semester at Texas A&M, but to already have a rankings base to know she can turn to when she does turn pro following her collegiate career. It's just, again, something for her to build off of right away. For Alana Smith, told us earlier this week how singles is going to be the focus in the immediate future. You make your first final. It's a good week here in Edmond. It's a good start for Mary Stoyanov. She serves 2-1 opening set. All right. It's a late overrule, but an overrule from the chair, and I think Alana Smith very much agrees. Gave that ball a little stare. Interesting. See if we can show that return one more time. Her backhand line just perfectly executed by Alana Smith. Again, the balance. Never quite sure where she's going, what direction that ball's headed. But it's loose. It's loose off the racket of Mary Stoyanov, so Alana Smith, a response. 3 breakpoint chances to get right back level here in the opening set. I don't know if it's the wind, I don't know if it's the nerves of the final, but not the, I would say a little bit of a sloppy start. In the service games of both Mary Stoyanov and Alana Smith, each player ceding a break early. Back level we go, 2-all. Maybe now you take the deep breath. That might just be our longest point of the match. Stoyanov once again showing off that comfort going off speed. Depth into the backhand corner, then the slice sustains that depth. No pace for Smith to work with on that pass. Have to get Alana Smith stretched into the outer thirds. That loopy backhand from Stoyanov doing exactly that. that roar you hear in the background, they have a junior tournament going on this week at the Edmond Center Court facility. A beautiful municipal facility here in Edmond, Oklahoma. I believe it's 24 outdoor courts, 6 indoors. The perfect central hub for a tennis community. What a spot on the serve. Not just the depth into the service box of that second serve, but the cut on the angle. Perfect placement with the +1 as well. Alana Smith starting to find a little rhythm. Game point chances here for 3-2. And Alana Smith holds. 3-2 on serve, opening set of our final. Of course, what a fun day it's been in the tennis world. You had Aryna Sabalenka capturing the title in Wuhan, a 3-set win over Jung Chin Wen. Of course, Sabalenka, Swiatek here in 2024. More combined wins at the 1,000 level than any pairing of players since Serena and Sharapova in 2013. Got a new generation of stars at the top of the women's game. Certainly an exciting time on the men's side, of course. Sinner, no break points faced today, facing the greatest returner to ever walk the planet in Novak Djokovic. Sinner preventing Djokovic from capturing title number 100. He earns a straight set win today in Shanghai. Got good challenger level action. I know this is a matchup between two players with college ties, Stoyana and Smith. Stoyana, of course, Texas A&M. Smith, NC State. In Edmonton on the men's side, a $35K this week. You've got Michigan's Patrick Maloney against Kentucky's Liam Draxel. Louisville's got a $25K this week at that event. Tyler Zink, who just finished up at Oklahoma State, was here in Edmond last week playing the Invitational. He's taking on recent Tennessee grad Johannes Monday. A lot of excitement. Fun time to be a fan of the pro tennis world. Certainly a fun match, fun start here today. Traded a couple of breaks, back on serve. 21-year-old American Mary Stoyana serving 2-3. That's when she's at her best. Mary Stoyana is so comfortable with that first volley. Doesn't try to put too much pace on it ever, but the depth she generates. But that return of serve is perfect. Pure ball striker. It's the first thing that jumps out when you watch Alana Smith play. Perfect. It's a hold for Mary Stoyanov. When the backhand's firing like that, that's when she really is at her best. Couple of redirects on +1's line. That's a good play again. Alana Smith wants to keep that ball out in front of her. Sustained a big knee injury near the end of her collegiate career and still moves fine, but the changing of direction, not the most comfortable doing that, so that behind Smith play. Expect to see more of it from Stoyanov moving forward. Again, great depth on the return of serve to a safe target. An outer third target, but a safe target from Stoyanov. And maybe it is something about the wind today, this near side. Break point chances again for Stoyanov. Has absolutely connected on a couple of line returns this game. And again, Mary Stoyanov. Able to find depth, able to break. We'll show you one more time. It was a good spot on the serve from Alana Smith, but the stick save on return. And it sounds like that ball is going into the wind, so it just dies down. Didn't sail on her. Mary Stoyanov breaks. Another lead here in set number 1, 4-3. If you're just joining us, Alex Gruskin here. 3 breaks of serve so far. Looking at the stats in this one, I mean, both players are putting first serves in the court. It's been a little streaky. And certainly, again, if you can get Alana Smith off script, if you're Mary Stoyanov, get her stretched into the outer third, play some slice, get that ball low on her. That's where the success comes. For Alana Smith, it's staying on script, that she's done so well these past 2 matches. Landing the first serve when the forehand sits up, you're in trouble. So far for Alana Smith, again, when she's been on this far side returning, she was able to connect with a couple of returns comfortably. Stoyanov's putting 73% of her first serves in so far. We'll see if that pace persists. Stoyanov up the break, 4-3. Show it to you one more time. Great depth on the return from Alana Smith. And again, when that ball is in the strike zone, when it's in her hip pocket, that ability to drive through on display. Side to side, Mary Stoyana goes. Once again, Alana Smith broken. Once again, Alana Smith responding right away. Oh, yes. Again, depth with the first volley. An undervalued skill. And that's what she's done all week long. When under pressure, I'm coming forward. I'm going to challenge my opponent to do something exceptional. Big first serve there. Stoyana, game point chance to consolidate. Smooth. Like I said, when that ball's in front of her, the movement's fine. Just fine. Smith able to get that first pass so low, and you see the speed there. Turned down the jets for a moment, able to track that down, little flick of the wrist. And now it's a break point chance for Smith. Into the net it goes for Stoyanov, so Smith does immediately get the break back once again. 5 straight games for the player on the far side of our camera. On a day where, yes, the wind has picked up. Can Alana Smith find some hold here? She can find a hold. She'll find some serious scoreboard pressure on the shoulders of Mary Stoyanov. It's another little look for Mary Stoyanov. Depth on the return of serve has been there for her from the start. Break point chances right back for Mary Stoyanov. The depth, the depth, the depth, the depth. Not as though Alana Smith didn't show some of her own there. Stoyanov able to respond to break point chances. Bold play on the second serve. A big swing there from Smith. It's good pace, I should say. Good pace on the second. First break point fought off. But Mary Stoyanov is able to connect. And it just feels like any time she's been on the stretch on the return today, clean contact off both wings. Maybe you throw the body serve more moving forward if you're Smith. But again, stretched into the outer third. Alana Smith produces the error. Mary Stoyanov breaks. She will serve for the set. It snaps our far side of the camera game win streak. But of course, what a week it's been. Again, a thank you to the entire team, the Oklahoma Tennis Foundation team. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't shout out one of the people you see on your screen now, Bill Towler. I said this yesterday, the day before. I'll continue to say it. Every state, every tennis community needs a Bill Towler. someone who just wants to use this sport as a mechanism to bring a community together. Certainly the Oklahoma Tennis Foundation has the opportunity to do exactly that, providing opportunities, providing resources to communities that wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity to, again, incorporate tennis into the lives of so many, get rackets in the hands of children and get them out on courts participating in the sport. Got the opportunity to participate in a couple of Oklahoma Tennis Foundation clinics myself during last weekend's Invitational, and just, again, to provide that opportunity to have these young kids get the opportunity to interact with so many pros. And again, you have a junior tournament simultaneous to this pro action. How cool is that? A direct glimpse in what you aspire, all these players aspire to accomplish someday. Mary Soriano wants to secure this first set. That's the immediate goal for her. She'll serve 5-4. Ay, oh no. Looks like she's trying to shake it off. The key thing was, there blood drawn? If there is, they'll get the trainer out there, get a Band-Aid on it quickly, shaking out the shoulder. Ay. All right, the trainer must have been called to court there. Hopefully it's a minimal issue. Maybe it was blood drawn, and I think that is what it is. I think for Mary Stoyan, I think she's okay. I just think maybe there's something. Maybe they want to get gauze on that right away. She's getting looked at. That she's not sitting down. Okay, she's going over to the chair. Brief medical timeout, serving 5-4. Is it her elbow? Apologies, I didn't click the replay button there. Oh, was it a bee sting? Okay, she went back towards the fence. Again, it was... shaking out her shoulder. I think it was a bee sting. That's why I couldn't tell if it was a cramp, but I'm going back and watching the replay now. I think it was a bee sting. What a strange moment. Again, checking the replay. Again, that she was shaking out her elbow. I was curious what was happening. I think she was stung by a bee. I couldn't tell if she had cut herself or what it was. I went back and looked. Again. Second serve came a little loose out of her hand. I apologize. I'm watching the replay to try and see. Second serve definitely came out of her hand a little slow. It was a slice forehand. Is it a cramp? Obviously, I think you heard the call. Medical timeout's been called. It looked like it's... I apologize. I wish I had better answers for you. I'm going to go back and watch the replay one more time. Stepped up to the service line as though everything was fine. First serve looked fine on the replay, and I apologize. I'm talking you through it as I'm watching it. Second serve, she steps up. Obviously, there's a little shaking of the hand after the first serve. The second serve clearly came out slow. It was a forehand slice afterwards. She stopped and immediately went to shake out her shoulder, shake out her right shoulder, but then the swinging towards what looked like a swing towards a bug, a swing I've done a million times on a tennis court. Looks like she was swinging towards a bug, goes towards the back fence, then starts swinging again, and then immediately grabs the left shoulder, the left elbow almost. Alana Smith has her hands on her hips. I think she was unclear what was happening as well. Obviously, you see the trainer right now out on court. That makes me think it was a bee sting and not a cramp, is that it became the left arm, not the right one, the left arm for Mary Stoyana. All right. Here's the benefit of being on YouTube. You all can go scroll back on the stream and look for yourself. So the trainer is currently out on court. Again, Mary Stoyana is going to be serving for the set. It should be love 15. They'll update that scoreboard for us, I'm sure, as soon as play resumes. Have they stopped play? Are they going to try and get rid of maybe a hive? Again, I don't want to manufacture a narrative here, so I'm going to stop speculating. Trainer is clearly out doing something to the left arm, not the right, the left arm of Mary Stoyana. Keep my eye on her. I suppose in the meantime, we'll step away for a brief moment. I'll try to get us some more details. In the meantime, just a reminder, your doubles champions here at the 2024 Edmond Open. A congratulations to Kayla Day, Jamie Forless. '25-year-olds in their first week on the job together, capturing the title for Forless, her 10th doubles title on the ITF Pro Circuit. Kayla Day's third, first since 2019. Didn't drop a set. They knocked out 3 top 4 seeds, including our finalists, Chang and McAdoo. 5-5. All right, Mary Stoyana is going to be leaving the court? No, the trainer is leaving the court. Mary Stoyana going back to the back fence. All right. Looks like we're all good to rock and roll again, so that is what we'll do. Some shadow swings there. Was it a cramp, a bee sting? We'll have to get some clarity in the post-match press conference. In the meantime, here's Mary Stoyana serving for the first set, 5-4. Alana Smith right back on the attack. 5 breaks so far here in the opening set. No one's been able to grab momentum. They've captured it for a moment, but never grabbed it. And just like that, it's breakpoint chances for Alana Smith. So a strange first set Smith breaks at love after the injury timeout. And indeed, I got confirmation Mary Soyana was stung by a bee. All right. It happens. Final word we'll say on that for now, a double bee sting. That's the final confirmation. So we'll forever know this match, the double sting match. Uh-oh. Double fault number 2, 15:30. And again, that has been the theme of this opening set. Yeah, both players have had opportunities. Both players have broken serve. Neither player, though, able to consolidate any leads. Yeah, that's Alana Smith at her best. Great hands on the half volley, so strong through it, and then the easy put away. Oh, yes. Breakpoint chance on the back of another forehand line winner, even through all the chaos, the inconsistencies of this opening set. That's been something Stoyana has been consistently able to turn to. Breakpoint chance to give herself a second opportunity to serve forward. Hopefully sans the bee stings. Stoyana breaks. Great depth on the backhand, just off that sideline. Will serve for the set. 6-5 opening. 21-year-old Mary Stoyanov again competing in her third Pro Circuit final of her career, the All-American. Helped lead Texas A&M to their first Division I women's team national title last season. She's the preseason #1 starting the new year in ITA singles and doubles All-American in each of the last 2 seasons. Player many, again, see high prospects for moving forward as she prepares for her pro career, and you understand why. The comfort level moving forward, the pace she can play with on the forehand. Yeah, gonna have to beef up the serve, we all do. Something every player continues to work on. Sans maybe the Sabalenkas, but even she had that flirtation with the double faulting issue in 2021-22 before righting the ship and emerging obviously into arguably the best player in the world. Outside of that, again, if the thing you want to improve most is the serve, that's the thing you have the most control over in your career. And I think projecting that Stoyanov serve moving forward, there's enough there to work with, how she attacks behind it. She's going to be able to dictate terms of engagement against a lot of opponents moving forward. Here, trying to dictate her way through the opening set. We'll serve for it again, 6-5. Again, just played a loose service game at 5-4. And now a loose start as it's her first double fault of the match and the most inopportune of times. That's perfect. Look at how well she moves that ball. That first forehand cross court has Stoyanov all the way in the alley. And just a simple backhand up the line redirect. So what does Stoyanov do? Back to the well. Another love 30 serve and volley. Set point chance for Mary Stoyanov to have that to turn to. Again, that is just going to give you a degree of comfort in every match you play moving forward. That's why she's in a third career pro final. That's why she's got this set point chance. Second double fault of the match, second of the game. Oh, just misses wide. I thought Smith got it. But again, under scoreboard pressure, Mary Stoyana pinches forward. Didn't even do that much with the approach, but so good with the first volley, set point number 2. Mary Stoyana closes out the set. When in doubt, all week long, this has been the play. Push forward. Your opponent hits a good pass, bravo. Clap the racket, move on. But here, Mary Stoyana executing again on another first volley. The depth, exceptional. The first set is hers. Mary Stoyana, 7-5, takes the opener. Certainly both these players have to leave set number 1 thinking, man, I had an opportunity. Chance to take that set for myself. For Alana Smith, just a couple of sloppy service games. A little loose with the first backhand. I think she's still searching for comfortable targets. Stoyana's returning well is part of the problem. The depth on that return of serve. Do you pick different spots? What can Alana Smith do to find better +1 targets? Because I'll tell you what, Mary Stoyana has not been able to create as easily as she has in her previous 2 matchups we were able to broadcast. The depth of the return of serve from Smith is giving Stoyana issues. Again, not the cleanest set off either wing. I don't have an unforced error count. If I did, I imagine the unforced errors for each of these players surpassed their winner total in set number 1. What's the play for either of them to slow things down? Of course, for Mary Stoyana, escape 2 bee stings, as well as, again, dropping serve when serving 4-5-4 in that opener. She had the majority of the opportunities in that opening set and was able to ultimately capitalize, but I would not describe that as the best set we've seen from her, certainly this week. And so I do think, again, for both of these players, room for growth. If you're Alana Smith making fewer than 60% of the first serves, maybe that's an easy number to target right away. But again, even when she's landed the first serve, Stoyana is serving particularly well. So I'd be thinking more about spots than pace. If I'm Smith heading into set number 2, do I try to play more through the backhand wing? That slow but high and heavy outer third cross court, that's opened up lanes of opportunity for her. Alana Smith may have left the court here. Certainly you see Mary Stoyana halfway to a first pro circuit title. Stoyana in her 2 previous finals. Actually took the first set earlier this summer in Evansville. Ultimately knocked out in 3 by Sophie Chang. Her other final came in July of last year at a 15K. Unfortunately, she was forced to retire after getting injured early in that match. Again, first pro final for Alana Smith here in singles, but has already captured pro titles in doubles. Pro final, excuse me, for Smith here in singles. course, again, this one of 3 all-collegiate finals on the ITF Pro Circuit today. Do some scoreboard monitoring for all of you while we wait for set number 2 to get underway. As of right now, looking at the action, as I mentioned, both the other 2 all-collegiate finals happening on the men's side in Edmonton. Liam Draxel, a 6'4", 5'1" lead on Patrick Maloney. Canadian Draxel, of course, connections to the played his college time at the University of Kentucky. The American Maloney playing at Michigan. Again, Draxel closing in on the 25K title in Edmonton. In Louisville, Johannes Monday, former Tennessee All-American, 6'2", 4'3" set and break lead. Former Oklahoma State standout Tyler Zink. So we got good action happening everywhere across the ITF Pro Circuit. Excited to have 2 more Oklahoma Pro Tennis Series events for you later this month. Have next weekend off, but then we'll get back into the action in Norman. There you see Alana Smith walking her way back towards the sideline. Mary Stoyana going to head back towards the baseline as well. Little high step as she gets that body moving once again. Again, 7-5 first set for Mary Stoyana. The glass half full take for her. She didn't play her best tennis. The glass half empty. She didn't play her best tennis. Room for improvement, certainly, I think, on both sides of the net. Again, if you're Smith, cleaning up some of those +1 early errors in service games, finding a way to make Stoyana a little bit more uncomfortable on the return. That has to be the early objective. She will serve first to kick off set number 2 of our final. Some double faulting has started to creep in, right? That's her third in the last 2 games. Good to get a first serve there. Game point chances for a routine hold. Stoyana does hold. By now the nerves have abated. I think we're going to get higher quality tennis off both sides here in set number 2. You've adjusted to the wind, gotten a feel for the opponent's spots. That's exactly the spot if you're Stoyana. Pepper the outer thirds. I mean, Smith makes it all look so easy. Glides around the court. But the low slice with that outer third backhand, again, just 2 different launch points Smith's got to hit from. That's what you want to be doing, mixing things up on the 24-year-old. Into the outer third once again. Stoyana starting to find some rhythm. I guess she's always had that rhythm on the return here today. And now she's got break point chances. Needed that serve. And that was a body spot. A little bit different. Yeah, it was wide base, but body forehand. I actually like that spot right now. When Stoyana's catching the ball out in front, she's catching it so cleanly. Center third does the job for Mary Stoyana. A 5th break of serve. She's got a set and a break lead, 7-5, 2-1 here in our Edmond Open singles final. Alex Gruskin here. Thank you to all of you who are sticking with us. I know it is a busy day in the sporting world. It's Football Sunday. We all love football Sundays. It's an American pastime, of course. Lots of tennis action happening. I mentioned the Edmonton result, the Louisville final, Fairfield Challenger final. Lerner Tien going for another title today. Of course, you've also got 15-year-old Julieta Pareja, in my opinion, one of the most intriguing prospects right now out there in the women's game. She's playing in a pro circuit final. She's taking on UCSB senior Amelia Honor. A lot of good tennis, a lot of good options. Appreciate all of you choosing to join us. And again, a thank you to the Edmond Center Court team for putting on a fantastic pro event this week. I know I mentioned some of these details yesterday, but for those of you unaware, Edmond Center Court, again, a municipal facility, certainly has to be considered one of the best we have in the business. In fact, the 2022 USTA National Facility of the Year is considered one of the top public facilities in the world, a USTA premier facility. 24 outdoor courts, including the 2 stadium courts you see on your screen, 6 indoor courts, state-of-the-art clubhouse, pride of the local tennis community. Of course, the high school teams compete there as well. Today, it's Mary Stoyana competing for her first pro circuit title, serving up a set and a break. Well, that defense in the outer third, that's been the difference today. Stoyana's ability to extend that rally. Now, better offense there from Smith. Has to sustain that moving forward. It's a 4th double fault. All in the last 3 games for Mary Stoyana. The no look unfortunately sailed a little long, so let cord luck for Mary Stoyana. Sets up game point chance. She'll take it. It's a championship match. You'll always take it. But yeah, you see Stoyana even in between points focusing on that service motion. So good. It's a heck of a response from Stoyana on that high backhand volley, but can't give Smith that clean of a look on the pass. Textbook. Textbook. That's what it's supposed to look like. continues to press forward. The default mechanism for success. Again, hits behind Smith, the depth on that chip and charge. It's just a play that's available to her, and how she held that backhand volley. The technique on display today. We're giving a tutorial. Alana Smith says, fine, you do what you do best, I'll do what I do best. Feels like an inflection point in this match. Who's going to get out of this fourth game? Smith irate about the call. It's far sideline. It's impossible for me to give you an accurate read. Sets up a game point chance, though, for Stoyana. Yeah, it's perfect. Stoyana again pushing forward, but this time Alana Smith's ready. And just not enough in terms of location on that approach shot. Tried to salvage it with the volley, but floated for Alana Smith to get a clean look at. She's got breakpoint chance. That's a overruled by the chair. Forehand ruled wide after a long stare for both Stoyana and Smith. So much like the first set, each player able to break, no player able to consolidate. Back level, we go 2-all. I will say we are certainly starting to see these players get closer to playing their best tennis simultaneously. Once again, you see Mary Stoyana looking to push forward. Inside the baseline on that return of serve and immediately followed forward. Yeah. It's more defense that I'm accustomed from seeing from Mary Stoyana. And yet again, you can't confuse her or accuse her of not having that gear. Stoyana sets up a break point chance, her 8th of the match. No, backhand sailed long and wide. Again, through 8 service games, Lana Smith's been broken 5 different times. Mary Stoyana has been able to find clean strikes on the return of serve. No, Alana Smith does find a hold. Needed it, gets it. 3-2, she leads on serve, second set. You look for Alana Smith, again, a massive moment for her this week. First career pro circuit final, up to a new career high now of 394 in the live rankings. It just opens up opportunities. For sure now she doesn't have to worry about getting into the main draw. Singles events at the 35K, 50K level will almost certainly get into qualifying, if not main draws at the 75K level now as well. And again, that just opens up the entryway to get more points per win. Face higher level players, continue to build opportunities to advance up the rankings. She mentioned to us in her interview with us on Thursday, the focus for her now these next 2 years, she really wants to make a push in singles, wants to see how far can I take myself, can I push my game, concerned effort to schedule around opportunities in singles as well. I mean, again, Alana Smith, a heck of a doubles player. She was the 2 seed this week. I'm sure she'll continue to play doubles at those events moving forward, but top 400 now in the live rankings in singles. First pro final, partially mission accomplished. She's looking to fight back, though, here today, first and foremost. Out in front here, but on serve 3-2 second set. Not sure more. I can say more than just a quick response. A hold that love, Mary Stoyana. Little serve and volley, some first serves. That first serve's been with her all match long. Smith 4 breaks herself today, so that's not to say Alana Smith hasn't had chances for herself, but it's a routine hold that love. Mary Stoyana responds. We stay on serve 3 all second set. Oh, Smith almost there. But soft touch from Mary Stoyana. Not wasting any time. Return of serve on the rise. She's in at the net. And then just a little scoop on the half volley. Two points in the game, 2 points at the net. The racket speed on that little half volley approach, and then again, it's never the first volley for Mary Stoyana. First volley is the table setter. It's the second volley she always finishes. Three of them. 3 break point chances for Mary Stoyana to creep back out in front. On the lob, gets high on Alana Smith, so Mary Stoyana does break. Great defense from the 21-year-old American. Just had to find that gear here today. Finds it successfully once again. Back out in front on the scoreboard she goes. 7-5, 4-3, her 6th break of serve here today. Stoyana now knocking on the door of a first Pro Circuit title. You see the trainer is now out for Alana Smith. By no means am I suggesting this match is near the finish line. We have seen the way this match has taken turns. Seesaw back and forth affair from the start. Never more than a 2-game gap on a scoreboard between either of these two players. But as you see Alana Smith getting a little work done, it looks like her lower back. Worth noting, after this, we'll have the trophy presentation. We'll show that to you here. And then, of course, we'll have the opportunity to sit down with whomever emerges as our 2024 Edmond Open Women's Singles Champion. A reminder, if you want to hear from all 8 of our singles quarterfinalists, all you got to do, head on over to the Cracked Interviews podcast feed wherever you listen to your podcasts. Yeah, so Alana Smith walking away with the trainer. Looks like she's going to get some work done. I imagine injury timeout has been called. You see Stoyana going to step up, make sure she stays loose as well. In the meantime, we'll step away for the moment. Of course, we will be back as soon as we have action resuming. Don't you go anywhere, folks. Home stretch of set number 2. Injury timeout for Alana Smith. Mary Stoyana going to serve at the other end of this injury timeout. 7-5, 4-3. You're watching Championship Sunday at the 2024 Edmond Open.
Yeah, my name's Mark Johnson, and I coached at the University of Oklahoma for 20 years. I started playing when I was 3 or 4 years old, and it just, from day one, it's just something, I just loved it. And it's just addictive. You know, when you're a little kid and then you're starting to play tournaments and you're traveling and you're meeting friends, and you know, like Paul Lockwood always tells me, it's a sport that everybody plays for life. But overall, it's just getting on the court with the kids. You know, it's just you get out on the court and you toss balls to kids, and many of the balls we toss will be the first ball this kid ever hits. And you see them smile and they're happy and they're enjoying it. And you do it that day and you leave and we're driving home and you talk about it, and that's what you're thinking about.
The most I love about tennis is my tennis team. I think they're like family to me.
His confidence level has boosted, just his assurance in who he is as a Christian, and being around his friends who also have the same beliefs and they also have the same sport in common. So it's been amazing all the way around.
Small towns need it. They really do. They're looking for something to do. And now with the foundation, I think we've got the opportunity. I know, Carmen, you've talked, the goal would be to maybe get tennis into all 77 counties at some point, which is a big goal, but it's possible. It may take, who knows, 5-10 years to get to all these places. But we need to try to introduce tennis to the small towns because they really do need it. And you don't know where the next Wimbledon champion is going to come from.
Again, it's a sport where players can play for decades, where in a lot of sports you really can't.
Coach Francis Baxter was a big initiating force, and I think he got together and he and some other men really put it together.
It's our job when we go to these small towns, and it happens all the time, is for those kids to ignite and fall in love with the game of tennis. And they go home and they'll tell their mom and dad, I want to be a
Welcome back in, everyone. You see Alana Smith walking back towards the bench. Injury timeout now in the book. She got some work done on her lower back. It's been a long week of tennis. Remember, Smith was in qualifying in the main draw. Consecutive days of play. I believe this is her 6th consecutive day of play dating back to Monday. Got the bit of a reprieve yesterday, I suppose, with the Mboko withdrawal, but it all starts to add up. Mary Stoyana took an injury timeout earlier, dealt with a double B sting. She's now serving up a break, 4-3 in the second. One hand on her first pro circuit trophy. Thought we'd see more of that from Alana Smith today, trying to take that forehand early into that Stoyana, backhand corner. Fifth double fault of the match for Stoyana. And the backhand sails a little wide, so it's another opening. And lack of ability to consolidate has been one of the stories of this match. Good off-speed pitch. In the spirit of baseball playoff season, goes with the change-up there as defense. What pitch does she throw here? Slider wide. Set up the +1 forehand to the open space. It's been her go-to play this weekend. Off speed again. Somewhere Martina Navratilova blushing at that forehand slice. We'll show it to you one more time here. Sure. Smith with the lower back injury she's nursing, just not able to get down for that one like she needed to. Game point chance, Stoyana. Oh, yes. If nothing else, Alana Smith always going to go down swinging. That one was a hanging curveball. Smith was ready for it. Winner striped down the line. Oh, come on. It's the shot of the day from Stoyana, the off-balance backhand pass. It's more the two-pass combination that's impressive because, again, Smith connects on a return of serve, but Stoyana ready with the defense, another game point chance. Ace wide seals the game. All right, ace number 3 on the day for Stoyana. She is a game away from a first pro circuit title. And that's been the thing all day. Mary Stoyana, maybe even all week. Heck, for a year now consecutively. Mary Stoyana's ability to take that return on the rise. Even there, just a bunch of almost half swings on the forehand, guiding the ball around the court. Great spot on the return of serve. Perfect outer third location on the approach. Perfect. Wasn't about pace, was about precision. That one's about pace. We'll show it to you one more time. It sets up 3 match points for Mary Stoyana. Mary Stoyana is your Edmond Open singles champion. 7-5-6-3, the 21-year-old captures her first pro circuit title. Slowed down by a double bee sting. Serving for the first set at 5-4. Nothing slowed her down the rest of the way. 7-5-6-3 win for the 21-year-old into the top 350. She goes for the first time. Your 2024 Edmond Open singles champion, Mary Stoyana. And again, with the win, she will jump over 100 spots on the week, over 150 spots on the week. All the way up to 320 in the world she goes. Has no points to defend January through May of the year. And yeah, she's got a full college season ahead, but let's say she plays even 2 tournaments during that stretch. She could leave college in May top 300 in the world. Still has this fall, by the way, to play more pro events as well. 320 in the world. I mentioned the statistic earlier. Our friends at Tennis Abstract, they provide ELO ratings. ELO ratings measuring players based off of who they beat, what the scoreline looks like as opposed to the round they beat them and the tournament they beat them in. According to the ELO ratings, Mary Stoyana right now is one of the 200 best players in the world. With her win this week, she'll climb even higher, certainly compared to her ranking, that replacement level. One of the highest positive disparities in her ELO rating versus what her pro ranking actually is. That disparity indicating she is far better even than the 320 ranking she'll have after this week. Mary Stoyana, your 2024 Edmond Open singles champion. A tip of the cap, of course, as well to Alana Smith. First singles final on the week. She'll jump into the top 400 for the first time. Certainly a victory for the former Wolfpack All-American. Bill Towler on the mic, tournament director, chairman of the board at the Oklahoma Tennis Foundation. I'll hand things over to him. Remember, stick around, though, after the trophy presentation. We will speak with 2024 Edmond Open singles champion Mary Stoyana, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Championship Sunday at the 2024 Edmond Open.
Thank you so much. Marco always kind of kept me in line all week to make sure I don't break the rules too much. And then, of course, Vicky is here. Yes, Vicky is the chief of umpires, and I will tell you, it's a tough job. We have officials that they travel, they come in from all over the country to do this event. Vicky takes care of it. She's been sweet to work with, very nice gal. Thank you, Vicky, and your team so much, guys. Give them a big hand. Thank you. And we hope you enjoyed the food. We hope you enjoyed the food. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, David and Lisa, the best tournament directors in the United States, right there. Give a big hand, right there. What's really cool is, we have this W75 going on at the same time we have an L2. Now, how big time is that? So, this facility has become a destination for national tournaments for juniors, for professional tennis, and we're really excited about the future and partnering and working with David and Lisa. The city of Edmond, this facility would not be here if we're not for the city of Edmond. It's about $16 million. Yeah, it's about $16 million invested by the city of Edmond in building this facility and making it the nicest, in my opinion, municipal facility in the United States. And so, city of Edmond folks, Mayor Carol Davis was here earlier, but thank you. You run into any city of Edmond folks, thank you very much, including the Parks and Rec folks. All of our sponsors, some of you here, thank you very much. Can't do it without money, guys. It's just that simple. So having sponsors is real important. We had over 40 this year. Next year, we're going to have over 80. And we really appreciate our sponsors. Nikki McClintock, I thanked you yesterday. I'm thanking you again today. Just stand up, please. Thank you very much. So Nikki is awesome. So she coordinates all of our volunteers for all 4 of our events in the Pro Tennis Series and all the food and beverage in our officials' lounges and our players' lounges. And I will tell you, they're just top shelf. And included that is a bunch of our tennis players, like home baked goods for the players and officials. It's been great. Thank you very much. Bruce and Jordan over here, the best developers of content and posters across social media channels in the U.S. We've been all over the place online. We've been broadcast on 2 streaming networks, and we are all over it online. Thank you guys. You do a wonderful job. We appreciate it so much. And finally, if you got a pink shirt on, I can't thank you enough. If you got a pink shirt on, that means you're a volunteer. And nothing means stronger than the heart of a volunteer, guys. And I am telling you, we have got some wonderful volunteers because you just can't do a lift like this without them. So thank you to all our volunteers. Our women's single finalist, Alana Smith from the United States, right over here. From the United States, Mary Sorana. Okay, Alana, I'm going to start with you. Come on over here. Okay, now, listen. This is your first W75, right? First W75 final, right? But in this event, you played in the qualies, you played in the main draw of the doubles, and you played the finals and main draw of the singles. That is a lot of tennis. And so, how are you feeling now about the tennis? Where are we going next?
This was definitely a lot of tennis. I think this is my first final. Hopefully more to come. Next week I'm off to but I did a flight today.
Well, I heard you in an interview with Alex Crutchen saying you might think Oklahoma would be your second home. You're doing so well here. So, we have an apartment for you if you want next time. So, at any rate, again, thank you so much. Congratulations. You've been very gracious the whole tournament and friendly with everybody. I hope you've had a great experience here. We have you back soon. Mary. So this is your second W75 win. and final first win. Congratulations. So, and by the way, I have to ask you this. When was the last time you were serving for the set and got interrupted by two receivers?
Yeah, I can definitely say I've never had it before. I told him once that I need to hit on the 5, so I definitely didn't see that one coming.
Okay, so now, and on a serious note, though, this is a big match. These guys have to say, you win, you get to be a finalist, you win these tournaments. You move the meter on your world ranking. These are critical matches to qualify and position yourself to play in the main draw at the major. So, what were you thinking about after the bee sting, and how did you overcome that?
Yeah, well, I always know that adversity will push you forward a little bit, so I was like, well, it kind of stinks, but like, I'm fine, let's continue on the mat, and fortunately, I've been in a position of a W75 final before where I was down in a match I ended up losing, so I kind of knew that I'd been able to grow from that, so a little adversity from a BC, it didn't set me back too much, we got through it.
I got one last tennis question. So tell me about, it looked to me like about halfway through the first set, you started really dialing in that play. What is it? Is that your future? Do you feel like that's your biggest weapon? Or what do you think is the biggest weapon in golf?
Yeah, I for sure love coming forward and finishing at the net. Beforehand is a big part of being able to step in and get forward. So I'm dialed in and probably take it up to net. So that's kind of the plan.
Well, Mary, congratulations on being our winner and champion. Hopefully we get to see you again next year. And by the way, I get to do this. This is your check, but don't try to cash this. It won't work. $9,142 for being our champion. Congratulations. And finally, I just want to thank everybody and all of our fans for showing up and supporting us. I think I've told a lot of folks, our strategy is to make our invitational event last weekend the largest non-sanctioned event in the United States, which it will be. And our goal is to make this event the biggest event that we can win or secure for the USDA. It doesn't happen with people showing up. And so I really appreciate everybody showing up on behalf of all of us involved with the Oklahoma Tennis Foundation. I did have one thing. I did miss the ball kids, by the way. Thank you so much. You guys enjoy it? You have fun? Yeah, a lot of fun. So, at any rate, in closing, thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting us. I assure you, now we have 2 more events in our Pro Tennis Series coming up. We have an M25 followed by W35. The Oklahoma Tennis Foundation Open starts on the 21st. Happy to see you guys out there. We will have bigger and better events in the future, and we can't do that. You guys, thanks so much to our finalists again, our champion. Thank you for playing. We look forward to seeing you again. And everybody have a great day. Thanks.
Yeah, my name's Mark Johnson, and I coached at the University of Oklahoma for 20 years. I started playing when I was 3 or 4 years old, and it just, from day one, it's just something, I just loved it. And it's just addictive. You know, when you're a little kid and then you're starting to play tournaments and you're traveling and you're meeting friends, and you know, like Paul Lockwood always tells me, it's a sport that everybody plays for life. But overall, it's just getting on the court with the kids. You know, it's just you get out on the court and you toss balls to kids, and many of the balls we toss will be the first ball this kid ever hits. And you see them smile and they're happy and they're enjoying it. And just you do it that day and you leave and we're driving home and you talk about it, and that's what you're thinking about.
The most I love about tennis is my tennis team. I think they're like family to me.
His confidence level has boosted, just his assurance in who he is as a Christian, and being around his friends who also have the same beliefs and they also have the same sport in common. So it's been amazing all the way around.
Small towns need it. They really do. They're looking for something to do. And now with the foundation, I think we've got the opportunity. And I know, Carmen, you've talked, the goal would be to maybe get tennis into all 77 counties at some point, which is a big goal, but it's possible. It may take, who knows, 5-10 years to get to all these places. But we need to try to introduce tennis to the small towns because they really do need it. And you don't know where the next Wimbledon champion is going to come from.
It's a sport where players can play for decades, where in a lot of sports you really can't.
Coach Francis Baxter was a big initiating force, and I think he got together and he and some other men really put it together.
It's our job when we go to these small towns, and it happens all the time, is for those kids to ignite and fall in love with the game of tennis. And they go home and they'll tell their mom and dad, I want to be a tennis player when I grow up.
We at Oklahoma Tennis Foundation really believe that we can reach kids all across Oklahoma by winning their hearts through tennis. And part of that is going to all 77 counties and bringing tennis to them. And we're going to do that. And we couldn't do that without our awesome coaches and our board and all of the volunteers that we have helping us. And we really couldn't do it without you. There's a reason that our tagline is "We Start with Love."
Yeah, my name's Mark Johnson, and I coached at the University of Oklahoma for 20 years. I started playing when I was 3 or 4 years old, and it just, from day one, it's just something, I just loved it.
And joining us now on our broadcast, winner of the 2024 Edmond Open singles title, it's 21-year-old American Mary Stoyana. Mary, first of all, congratulations, of course, on the first title. Let's talk about the match. What did you do well today? How do you think you were able to end up in the winner's circle?
Yeah, thank you. Definitely feels special. Today, I feel like I just kept everything the same that I've been doing all week, and that's been working, playing aggressive, playing my game, trying to step in when I can. The conditions today were a little different. It was kind of windy, and and one of the sides is like super sunny, and it was just like a little bit different conditions, but I try to just like stay here the whole time, stay solid, not let anything bother me. And yeah, ultimately I just stayed solid the whole match and got over the finish line.
You mentioned the wind. How did that impact the match in particular today? Was it on the serve? I know there was a moment there where some double faults crept in for you. Was it aggression on one side? Like there was a moment where there were 5 straight games won on the far side of our camera.
Right.
Was
Yeah.
it that profound?
Yeah, no, starting the match, it was crazy. Like no one could win a game on that other side. I guess that's the far side of your camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that bad side, I guess like the wind was kind of like swirly, like going across, and I felt like when the ball came, it just like wasn't coming to me. You had to take extra steps up and really accelerate and stuff. And that other side, the sun was obviously better. Both of us were serving way better on that end. And then it's probably like a mental thing at a point in the match where it's like, oh, this is the tougher side. But I just said to myself, like, there's no reason why you can't win games on the other side. Like, just dig in, play tough points, try and accelerate. And yeah, I just got fortunate and started being able to dig out games on that tougher side.
Yeah, no, it was impressive to see. Now, I've buried the lead here because the question everyone tuning in wants to know. 2 bee stings. How did you survive both? How are you feeling after? What happened in that moment?
Yeah, it was a little bit crazy. It was 5-4. The first point, I was tossing the ball up and the bee like flew right into like my face or neck. I forget where it hit. And it actually didn't sting me that time. It just like flew in my face and like caught me off guard. And I like played the next ball kind of weird. And then I was just going to my towel and I'm like toweling off and the bee's like still there. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, get away from me. So I tried to take a swat at it to just like get it away. I missed. I didn't kill the bee. Clearly the bee took that kind of personal because it came and literally stung me like in a second. And as soon as it stung me, like I flung my racket and I ran away. And it was like here and right away it was kind of like stinging. I literally haven't gotten stung by a bee since I was like 5. So I was like, what is this? Like, what are the odds? But yeah, we just took a moment at the changeover. Shout out to the trainer, Patty. She was ready. She had the stuff. It kind of subsided. It would just come in and out. But no, yeah, who doesn't love a little adversity? Like, we just love it.
I like it. A double bee sting, 2 times serving out that first set is what it took. It was good symmetry there. And yeah, as someone who's allergic to bee stings, I felt your pain. So I had no problem.
Yeah, no, somebody asked me, they're like, are you allergic? And I was like, no, we're good. It just like really hurts. But I guess if you're allergic, what do you break out in hives or what happens?
No, it's hives, it's swollen stuff. It's all sorts of nonsense we can talk about off camera.
Yeah.
But no, it was certainly a fun moment or a funny moment in, again, a victory for you. And, I felt like today you had to play more defense than maybe you did the last 2 days. And part of that's obviously just the game style Alana plays. Did it take you a moment to adjust to her aggression? How do you think you fared today?
Yeah, for sure. She hits a bigger, really flat ball. Credit to her. She had a great week, so I knew it was going to be a tough battle today. Yeah, she came out right away playing aggressive, trying to get in herself. And yeah, it took me a little bit of time to say to myself, like, get super physical, get super low, accelerate, and just keep trying to make her feel the pressure of your balls. And once I kind of got into that rhythm, I was able to step in a little more and get back up to net. And that's where I was able to win a lot of the points still today.
Yeah, and just a credit to you. You walk away with your first pro singles title. I know you referenced that a little earlier, but what does that mean to you to have finally accomplished something I'm sure you have thought about for quite a bit of time?
Yeah, it feels awesome. I'm really proud of myself, obviously, for the week and coming back from last week. I lost early on in an event to come this week and go all the way. It feels great. And yeah, I lost a final this summer at a 75, and it was a tight match, but I feel like obviously I grew a lot from that event, and I'm just glad I had enough here to get through. Yeah, I'm super stoked.
Yeah, up to a new career high, 320 in the live rankings as a result. You mentioned week off. You're going back to College Station. Well-deserved. There will be more pro tennis, though, on the horizon for you this fall. Is there any world where, I have to ask, I apologize, Coach Weaver, is there any world where you could have enough success to where you think, okay, like maybe I need to turn pro right now?
Yeah, we just take it day by day. I mean, I'm definitely pleased with this result, and yeah, who knows, more weeks like this, who knows, but yeah, we stay in the moment, take it day by day. Yeah, I'm pleased to to go get a week of rest. But yeah, definitely some more pro events this semester, and yeah, we'll just see how those go.
All right. Well, again, congratulations to you this week. Excellent tennis from start to finish. A wild card recipient. Certainly made the most of that opportunity. Mary Stoyana, your 2024 Edmond Open singles champion. Thank you as always for taking the time to chat.
Yep. Thank you.
And so that'll do it for our coverage of the 2024 Edmond Open. Again, a congratulations to our champions in doubles, Jamie Forless, Kayla Day, in singles, Mary Stoyana. They're walking away with pro circuit titles, obviously, for Day, Forless. First week ever playing together. They didn't drop a set. They beat 3 top 4 seeds for Stoyana. 21 years old, she captures her first pro circuit title, into the top 320 now of the WTA live rankings. Preseason college tennis #1, the rising senior at Texas A&M. A bright future ahead, of course, even for finalist Alana Smith, a first pro circuit final. She's in the top 400 for the first time. A lot of firsts this week, as you see each and every week on the ITF Pro Circuit, and of course so happy that the Pro Circuit takes a stop here in Edmond. Again, a community that just thoroughly embraces all aspects of this game, and a thank you to our friends at Edmond Center Court, the Minahan family, who run a top-notch facility that hosted a top-notch event from start to finish. You heard every player rave about it. Appreciate their work. Appreciate Bruce Johnston, who helped us with our communications, ensuring we got the opportunity to speak with all these players. Of course, the best part, this is event #1 of 3 events on the Oklahoma Tennis Foundation Pro Series. We will be back in a couple of weeks covering the action in Norman, men's, women's events happening there, more players rising up the ATP WTA ranks, looking to establish themselves. It's such a fun level of the game to cover, having that opportunity to see these players as they make their ascension. We get to be the people who say we saw them first. And again, a thank you to the Oklahoma Tennis Foundation team, Bill Towler, everyone, for allowing our Cracked Rackets team to play any sort of part in highlighting this week's action. That said, that'll do it. I thank you, of course, to our producer, Daniel Westhoff, here in Indianapolis. Makes everything you see on your screen possible. Dalton Thieneman for all he does behind the scenes as well. That said, that'll do it for everyone who contributed to our coverage. I've been your host, Alex Gruskin. You've been watching the 2024 Edmond Open exclusively here on the Cracked Rackets YouTube channel.